Viewer discretion is advised. CPS is involved again, and they are messing up as usual. When they should have taken Maleah out of the home, they put her back in the home. Now that they should leave Maleah's brothers in the home with their grandparents, they're talking about finding them a new home. Maleah's brothers, in my opinion, should be with one of the grandparents, unless they want to split time. But I feel as if the children need to be with family, not with strangers. If CPS would have put the children in the care of one of the grandparents in the first place, maybe this would never have happened. So now they come up with the bright idea of finding the brothers a new home. I am wondering, has anyone ever thought about the psychological effect that this is going to have on her brothers when they become old enough to realize what has happened to their sister? It might make them be depressed. It might make them angry. But I assure you, it will have some type of psychological effect on those brothers. Now, when it comes to Brittany's oldest son, I have never seen him in any of the photos. It kind of had his face blurred. But what I'm wondering about is, where was he during this whole ordeal? Because Darren had Brittany and his son. But the oldest boy, was he at the house? Was he at his grandparents' house? Was he at his father's house? Why are you taking him out of town? Because I'm just kind of confused about that. They never bring him up. But in any event, they're going to find the boys a new home. If you would have did your job in the first place, we wouldn't have to go through all this. The grandparents tried to get the child, but you wouldn't give him to them. So now you just want to totally separate them from their family. People think that I am in support of Brittany Barnes. I am not in support of Brittany Barnes or Darian. I'm pissed off at Brittany because, for a lot of reasons. They said that she couldn't take the child with her to her father's funeral for financial reasons. That damn diamond ring she had on her fucking hand, she could have pawned that. It just got out when she came back from the funeral. So I don't believe that shit she talk about neither. So I'm not a supporter of Brittany and people talking about Darren's ass. I'm not a supporter of Darren's dumb ass neither, because he had the child in his care. And come up with some stupid ass story about somebody behind him hearing the popping noise, all that dumb ass shit. Now I don't believe none of that. Say that for them stupid ass people that believe that. You can't come to me with that BS, man, think I had never been that type of person. But I see now, it seems as if the majority of the people have some type of understanding disability. Because they can understand bullshit when it's before them. Somebody asked, well, why haven't they found the basket? Because if they find the basket, they will find the body. The really sad thing about this whole thing is that no one is really having sympathy for maleah. They're having sympathy for Darren, trying to save his life. They're having sympathy for Brittany, trying to save her life. But what about the life of maleah? Who was saving her life? The mom birthed her, and she couldn't protect her. She had some live-in stepdaddy, and he killed her. I don't care how you try to put it or try to say it. The woman was on her way from out of town. Remember, they haven't seen the child since the 30th. So he had from the 30th all the way to the 4th to dispose of that body. Brittany asked didn't get back to what, the 3rd, that night? Darren said he had the child with him when the Hispanics put him in the back of the truck. So how did goddamn Brittany do that? I don't understand it. Can somebody please explain it to me, the one that feel as if Brittany set this up? I just don't see how. It is confusing because we are listening to the lies that were told about an abduction. There was no damn abduction. The man just straight up lied. And this woman talking about she couldn't take the child for financial reasons. She got a damn car and she got that diamond ring. She could have hocked both of them. They got title loan places for them cars and they got pawn shops for that damn ring. Somebody had said that Brittany killed a child before she left to go to Massachusetts. You mean to tell me that this man sat up in that house with a dead body until the 3rd? See, some of the things that people say, I think it's just being emotional. And that they are not really thinking about what they are saying. He said that the Hispanics took him, his son, and maleah and rode them around for a whole day. That's what he said. But in spite of what he's saying, you want to say that she killed the child beforehand. He just lying for her. Now, either you believe what he's saying or you don't believe what he's saying. Please make up your mind. Now, Darren's father said that Ms. Boynes had made a comment about this was going to be some type of lifetime delay. She's going to make some type of movie out of this. Now, for that to happen, that means your son played a part in it. Whereas she said, look, I'm finna go out of town. If you're going to kill my baby, go on kill her, but I don't want to see no, just get rid of the body. And I'll be back. That's the only way I can see that happening. Because she was not physically in Houston or Sugar Land, wherever the hell she's staying. She was not physically in Texas. Darren was. Now, that could be one scenario that might have happened. I could probably see that, but the only problem about it is both of them are going to prison. So where are the proceeds from this movie going? But I feel as if that he became overwhelmed with babysitting. And the child may have spilt something, may have knocked his weed over or something. And he became upset and might have hit the child. The child fell and killed the child because she already is suffering from a skull injury. He got somebody, like I said, that he knows well. And they helped him dispose of the body, and on that particular day, on the 3rd, when she was about to come back, that's when he came up with the story about he was abducted, but he wasn't. He was just riding with whoever this person was that helped him dispose of the body, rolled him around, dropped his ass off at the hospital, and then wouldn't ditch the car at this strip center. That's what I think happened. That's the only that makes more sense to me than him being set up. Because I don't understand. Somebody please explain to me, how was he set up? Like I said, it's just sad. Because this really boils down to choices. The choices that you make in life. Brittany Bowens, she made bad choices in her life. Instead of her finding a guy that she can be with, she got with a guy that she probably evidently didn't like because her and Craig didn't stay together. Then you got with a guy who killed your child. Bad choices. Darian, whatever reason you thought you had to kill this precious child was definitely a bad choice. The person that assisted Darian, which will be named later, you will realize, and you know it now, that you made a bad choice. There's nothing wrong with meeting people and dating people and having people around your children. Just make sure that you have the right person or persons around your children. Yes, Brittany Bowens has to accept responsibilities for what has happened because she was the one with the power in this relationship. When CPS had got involved and when your mother tried to get the children to live with her, you should have just you should have gave over all rights to your mother and just gonna let her raise the children. Because evidently you're a bad mother. I don't know how else to put it. Child got hurt, internal bleeding, all kinds of stuff going on. You don't know what the hell going on, so you say. You got to go out of town, all this type of stuff. You leave your child with a person that we don't know what happened. All we know is your child is not here. All this really goes on you. They can try to throw some blame on Maleah's father or the grandparents or CPS, but it really boils down to Brittany Bowens. Yes, she does play a big part in this, but I might have, just because the person sold you the gun, that's one thing, but the person that pulls the trigger, that's another thing. Darren Vince pulled that trigger. So he, in my opinion, he should get that needle. I know some people feel bad about that, but they feeling bad about me saying that about Darren. But what about Maleah? We don't know where she's at. We don't know what happened to her. All we can do is assume. So hey man, if you want me to have some sympathy on Darren or Brittany, have some sympathy for Maleah and bring Maleah back.